Welcome back to the Nagash-cast. Today it's going to be featuring the OGs, the originals. It's Justin here, and as usual,
it's Nick, and we've got some armies that we've run a few times on the channel. At least some factions we've run a few times on the channel, but you're running the one that I've been running.
Yeah, I'm going with the Soulblight today. I said, screw it. People have been talking about bringing a lot of zombies. I'm actually going to do it. I'm going to bring a crap load of zombies today and see how they do.
The People's Champion running an absolute horde of zombies at me. I'm running dragons to try to counter them, or not to try to counter them. I think it's probably a pretty bad matchup for me with the few bodies I've got and the... What are you running, 100?
120 zombies. Like the minimum zombies you really want to run if you're bringing zombies.
Right,
so.
Kind of that floor of zombies, yeah. You must not have room for anything else in that list then, right?
No. I brought a couple of small casters. Nagash.
Small casters.
One of them is named Nagash.
Nagash, I haven't heard of that one, yeah.
You know, so we'll see how that goes.
Let's get into the list.
Sounds good. Alright, so as I mentioned, I'm bringing Soulblight, Legion of Night today. My general is going to be the Necromancer. He's going to have Morbeg's Claw, which will actually give, when he plants his sigils or whatever, he'll actually get a +2 to cast, and any Legion of Night wizards within 12 will also get +2. So Nagash, if he's in range, would only be on a +5 to begin with. So it's going to be rough to get any spells off against Nick's list, but I'm going to do my best for the video. And then, obviously, we have Nagash. I forgot to mention that he also has Terrifying Visage, which is just a -1 to wound in melee. Nagash is obviously coming. Everybody knows. I'm really hoping and fingers crossed that we see a little Hand of Dust action. I'd love to put make a dragon turn to dust for you guys. And then I have the Gravedigger, who is gonna, bring back half that unit of zombies for me. So we'll see how that goes. Then pretty simply, I have a group of 60 zombies, a group of 40 zombies, a group of 20 zombies, and then 10 direwolves. I have Hold the Line as my grand strategy, and of course, I'm in a single drop regiment. So again, roll-off's going to be important, but we'll see how it goes. I wanted to bring a top meta list, and I've heard a lot about people saying that zombies are really strong, and bringing a lot is going to be good. And of course, now tomorrow the points change is going to come out, and they'll probably go up, and the list will be defunct. But we'll see how they do for us tonight.
The Stormdrake Guard are really, really self-sufficient, but I wanted to bring a list that could bring a lot of buffs and put them onto a unit of Stormdrake Guard and really see what they can do in that sort of situation. So I've got Karazai as my general. He's going to be able to make those Stormdrake Guard into battle line. I know he's a named character, so I'm losing a command trait, but ultimately there aren't a lot of great command traits in Stormcast anyway. In addition to Karazai, I've got a Lord Celestant to be able to give a save buff. He's got the Arcane Tome, so he can also give a buff through spells, and he's got Celestial Blades to do that. That's the +1 to wound spell. And then I've got the Celestant Prime as kind of a deep striking threat and some mortal wound output to supplement those things. For my units, I've got one unit of 4 Stormdrake Guard. They're really going to be the hammer in this list, apart from Karazai. And 2 units of 5 Liberators, and my holy command is Call for Aid. So one of those units of Liberators, once per game, I can bring them back for a command point. It's going to be tricky to get through the sea of bodies that the zombies present, and the mortal wound output from them is going to negate a lot of the save stacking options that I have in this list. But I'm hopeful that Karazai's tail is going to do a lot of work into those big blocks, so we'll see how it goes. You ready to do this, Justin?
Yeah, let's have some fun.
All right, let's do it. We both do have 1-drop battle regiments, and so this roll-off is going to be really significant, partly to determine who goes first, and partly to determine who gets all of the information during their deployment. And I will have the choice with a 6, and I'm going to drop first.
Sounds good.
Good luck, Justin.
Good luck.
So tonight we're playing Tectonic Interference. This is like the old shifting objectives. So one of the primary objectives is going to move around. There's 3 objectives in the middle. At the start of each round, one of those is going to be the primary objective. It's going to be worth 2, and then each of the other ones is going to be worth 1 victory point for holding it. So it doesn't have kind of that standard hold 1, hold 2, hold more sort of scoring. In addition to that, battle tactics are scored as normal. And deployment, our territories are all the way to the middle of the field, but we deploy up to 9 inches from enemy territory. So effectively, we're 18 inches away from each other.
So I dropped my grave sites kind of in the corner. Depending on deployment, I want those over there for potential 6-ups and so that Nick can't necessarily concentrate on where his army's focused if he wants to cover his back at all. So
my deployment here, I really shifted heavily to one side. With the number of bodies that Justin has, I really don't want to try to contest all 3 objectives. I feel like I can pretty comfortably contest 2 of them, but if I try to spread myself over 3, I'm just going to kind of be running out of firepower and running out of bodies. I need to be able to keep as many of my units alive as possible, just because I'm so short on them. So I push toward one corner. I know that Justin has some deep striking, but his deep striking is reliant on 9-inch charges without bonuses, and those of course can be made, but if they do, there's something that I can absorb and handle on either side. The zombie output is reliant on mortal wounds, and those mortal wounds can be pretty effective, but I don't anticipate really getting devastated on either flank by them, and then should be able to clean up whatever's there pretty easily in the combat phase. So there's my deployment. The Celestant Prime is in the sky.
Alright, so I deployed in a semi-castle, but I also wanted to give a relative ability to capture each objective, kind of putting Nagash behind the 60 block and the group of direwolves. The direwolves are actually a semi-screen for the 60 block. They're big bases. I'm hoping to make Nick kind of fight them first if he's going to come after that group. Then I have my 40 on the right and my 20 on the left. I didn't see a real reason, because Nick isolated himself to that side of the board, I didn't really see a reason to try to deep strike anything. Sure, I could tarpit, but the most likely thing I'd get into would be Karazai, is that his name?
Karazai, yeah.
Karazai, and he's going to just make short work of 40 zombies, so to me it was kind of pointless to try to get in over there. We have to roll for which of the objectives will be the 2-pointer this turn. Far left on my side is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it'll be 7.
Okay.
And Nick will get to choose who takes first.
Alright, I am going to, perhaps at great peril to myself, I'm going to take first turn. I don't want you to have an opportunity to push forward onto the objectives and leave me fighting for the objectives while you control them for most of the game. So I want to get that fight happening in your deployment rather than in mine. And I want to be able to throw my buffs up before you can get your buffs up and get some extra damage in here. Hopefully be able to have some effect against some of your key pieces here. So we'll have Stormcast top of turn 1. I'll get 2 command points to your 3. Advance, and I'm going to select the Lord Celestant, and both units of Liberators. For my heroic action, I'm going to attempt to get an extra command point with Karazai. On a 4-up. And I will not.
Nagash is going to try. No.
Okay. Into the hero phase proper then, the Lord Celestant is going to shine his warding lantern on the unit of Stormdrake Guard, giving them +1 to saves. They are wholly within 18 for that. He's then going to attempt to cast Celestial Blades on the Stormdrake Guard. And that is currently going off on a 9.
I'll be +3, so I'll need a 7 on dice on. Nope.
Okay, so Celestial Blades onto the Stormdrake Guard. They're going to get +1 to wound from that. I didn't expect for any of my casting to work, so I'm glad to get that at least once. I'm then going to use my Stormdrake Guard's once per game ability to move in the hero phase. And with that, we can get into the movement phase. So in my movement phase, I went ham. I'm bringing my Stormdrake Guard in front and center. I'm going to try to keep that fight away from the objectives so that I control the objectives during this, because I think this is going to be just kind of a slogfest. I know that there's some potential for deep striking later on from the grave sites as things die, but and from Gorslav as well as things die. But this really feels to me like it could be a slog, and I want to be on the side of controlling the objectives during that slog. I completed my battle tactic here by running my units up toward each other just so I can hold that objective and also get the battle tactic, but those liberators are they're sacrificial fodder with the zombies coming in. So my shooting here, I've got Karazai is going to shoot at the necromancer. And he's going to do d6 mortal wounds. That is going to be 1 mortal wound into the necro.
He'll attempt to pass it off on a 3-up. He will, and the zombie will try to pass it on a 6-up. He will not. That's 1 dead zombie.
And then the Stormdrake Guard, 3 of them are going to shoot into the direwolves. 1 of them is going to shoot into the necromancer. So into the necromancer first. Will fail to do anything. Into the direwolves. That is going to be d6 mortal wounds and d3 mortal wounds. d6 first, 6 mortal wounds, and d3 1 more. So 7 total mortal wounds.
So the 7 6-up on the direwolves. Hoping just to make 1. That's what I did. So I'll take 6. That will kill 3 of them.
Then have a couple charges to make. The Stormdrake Guard are going to attempt their charge first. And they've got a 6 inches. At the end of the charge phase, then, I've got a monstrous action. And I'm going to attempt to stomp on the direwolves. 2 up. Yes, d3. 2 more wounds on.
6s. Pass 1, fail 1. 1 of my guesses.
Okay. Start of the combat phase, then, I'm going to activate with the Stormdrake Guard. They are going to pile in, and I'm going to use all-out attack with them.
I'm going to put all-out defense on these guys. They're going to be basically +2 because of Legion of Knights' special ability to add 1 to saves in the first battle round.
Sure. I'm also going to use the Celestial Vindicators once per round ability to give them +1 to give them exploding 6s. Now here the leader is going to put all of his attacks into the zombies, and the other 3 Stormdrake Guard are going to put all of their attacks into the direwolves. 1 of the Stormdrake Guards has the lance. That's effectively on the charge the same profile as the Fangs and Talons, so I'm just going to combine those profiles. So the leader first going to put 7 Warblade attacks into the zombies. These are going to be on 2s and 2s, and 6s will explode. And the +1 to wound here is coming from Celestial Blades, so that is 5 at -1.
I'll go through.
Okay. 5 damage.
Just 5 damage.
Yeah, 1 damage each.
5 6-ups. Made none. That's 5 dead zombies.
Okay, and then the Fangs and Talons into them. Also 2s and 2s with exploding 6s. The ones here are going to miss, but then 2 6s, so they both explode. That is going to be 3 at -2.
Go ahead and go right through.
Okay, 2 damage each, so a total of 6 damage there.
6 6-ups. Hoping to make 1 here. Made none. That's another 6 dead zombies.
And then the attacks into the direwolves here, I've got total of 12 Warblade attacks. Also on 2s and 2s exploding. 1 explosion there. Oof. That is going to be a total of 7 at -1.
I'm going to be +1, so this will be 7 4-ups. I made 3 of them, So that will kill one. Oh, I get 6
1
ups.
damage each.
4 6-ups. I made 2 of those, so that's 2 damage. 1 will die and one will carry over.
Sure. And then I've got 12 Fangs and Talon attacks into the direwolves, plus the 3 lance attacks, which are currently on the same profile. So these are going to be 15 2s and 2s.
Exploders.
Yep, just 1 explosion. Oh, 2 explosions, sorry. And 2s to wound. And that is going to be 11 at -2.
These will be 11 5-ups. I made 1, 2, 3. Not great.
And those are 2 damage each.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we have 16 6-ups. Made 2, 14. I think that will kill the unit. My zombies will then get to pile in. They get to pile in 6. So I have a group of 60. I have 11 dead, so that will bring me down to 49. And then I have 7 that will not be able to get in. So that will be 42 attacks here.
Sure.
Alright, so this is 36 dice, so I'll roll 6 more after this. This will be hitting on 5s and wounding on 5s. 6 will be a mortal wound. Five mortal wounds so far.
Okay.
11 normal hits. And then we're going to roll 6 more. Hopefully 1 more mortal wound on averages. Need to try to kill one of these guys. Ooh, that's good. So right now we're at a total of 7 mortal wounds, another 5. These will wound on 5s. So we got a total of 5 wounds no rend.
5 wounds at no rend against their 2-ups. Gonna make all those, so it's just gonna be 7 damage. That brings us to the end of the combat phase. I didn't lose a dragon there, feel pretty good about that. Did wipe out the dire wolves, and in the battle shock phase, some of those might come back, so that could be problematic. But overall, accomplished my main goal here, took 2 objectives, and completed my battle tactics. So I'm going to get a total of 3 points for the objectives, because one of them is the alpha objective, and 1 more for the other one. So 3 points for objectives, and then 2 for the battle tactic. Total of 5 points there.
I'm going to spend the command point to avoid battle shock on the zombies.
Sure.
I'm down to 1.
And then at the end of the battle shock phase?
On a 5-up, I will bring back a half unit of dire wolves.
And you got it.
Going into my turn, I'll get another command point. For my objective, I am going to take aggressive expansion, and I'm going to pick the 2 objectives on either side.
Sure.
First things first, I'm going to roll to see if Nagash can get an additional command point. He will not.
I will attempt to get an extra command point with Karazai, and he will.
So the first thing I'm going to do in my hero phase is spend the command point for Nagash's command ability. It's the Supreme Lord of the Undead. Basically, you get to reroll hit rolls of 1 for attacks made by friendly death units. You can reroll save rolls of 1 for attacks that target friendly death units, and you don't take battle shock tests. So the Necromancer is also going to plant his Morbig's Claw to give +2 to casting for all wizards within 12. So Nagash is going to bring back 3 zombies, and unfortunately that is going to be all he'll be able to do. He has the ability to bring back models from 5 different units. I've only lost models from 1 unit at this point. I'm then going to go into my casting. First things first, I'm going to attempt to cast Mystic Shield on Nagash. He'll be at +5 on this. He's going to get it on an 8.
Okay. I'll let that go off.
Nagash will have, I'm going to use this yellow dice, this marker for Mystic Shield. I'm then going to try to cast Van Hell's Dance on the unit of zombies. It's holy with 18. This will go off on a 6. He gets it on a 9.
Okay. I will attempt to unbind now. I think that's maybe the most impactful cast you have here, so I'll attempt to unbind that with the Lord Celestant, and it will go off.
He will put that on the unit of zombies. He is going to first attempt to cast Decrepify.
Sure.
On a 6. He's going to get it on a 9. So Karazai is going to have that. He's going to attempt to cast Fading Vigor on the dudes.
The
Stormdrake, and he'll get it on 10.
Sure.
That's 2 so far, or 3 casts so far. He's going to cast Overwhelming Dread on the unit of guard. He's going to get it. That's 4. Alright, and then we're going to go with 4 Arcane Bolts. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay.
That will be it for my magic phase. Into movement. So basically what I've done is I've backboarded on my left-hand objective the ability to potentially get in those zombies when I choose to, and then still have the dire wolves to back them up. I was kind of locked in here. I could have tried for a long bomb move where I put Nagash with Amethystine Pinions on the outside, charged him in, and then released all his Arcane Bolts. I decided I didn't want to leave Nagash hanging out in the middle in case he did make a charge. I moved these zombies up. They're potentially on cleanup if I don't, if I'm not able to kill the unit, which I probably won't be able to kill the unit, but I should be able to get some into the fight if I'm trying to get them whittled down further. So I am going to move into shooting. Nagash has 1 shot. He's going to put it into the Dragon Guard. This will hit on 3s. 3s are your only ones. Will hit wounding on 2. -1 rend.
Okay, that's going to put them to a 3 up, and they're going to fail it.
D6.
Okay. That is going to kill this one. And 1 damage on the next there.
I have no other shooting at this point. I'm not going to charge anymore.
At the end of the charge phase, the Stormdrake then are going to stomp on the unit of zombies.
Yep.
On a 2 up. Yes, D3. 1 mortal wound.
6 up. Passed. So pylon is commencing. Prepare for fast forward. So I know 8 are dead, and I did not get 2 in on the pile. Piling sucks, guys. So maybe think twice about playing zombies. So it's going to be 50 attacks, and hopefully a lot more wounds. So we know that this is 36 dice.
Hoping for a few less to get through than did last.
So So on average, I should do roughly 8 here. So,
You do get to re-roll those ones.
Oh yeah, thank you. Alright, these are the rerolls of 1s. That I picked up 1 more, and then 2 more hits. And then I'm going to roll my second 14. So 14 more. So that's 6 total mortals. I gotta reroll these 1s. 7 total mortals. And then these will be 5 ups. So just 3 wounds.
3 at no rend are going to be 2 ups. Gonna make all those, so it's just the 7 mortals. That is gonna leave that one on 1 wound remaining. Obviously gonna activate the Stormdrake Guard then. They're gonna put all their attacks into that unit. They no longer have the exploding 6s from Celestial Vindicators because they didn't charge this turn, but they do have the other benefit, so they've got +1 to wound. And I am going to spend a command point, that free command point from Karazai, for all-out attack here. So, because this isn't the charge, I can group the lance attacks in with the blade attacks. Going to have a total of 16 of those attacks. 7 from the prime, 3 from the lance, and 6 from the other. The debuffs they've currently got on them give them -1 to hit.
And -1 attack each.
-1 attack each, and -1 to hit. So that is going to be 13 attacks. And with the -1 canceled out by the all-out attack, these are going to be 3s and 2s.
Oh, that 3. That -1 is huge.
And that is going to be
8.
They're just outside of Holy, within 12 of a hero, so they're not getting that the Deathless minions. Difficult to keep a horde that big Holy within. And then with the -1 attacks, I've got the Fangs and Talons attacks. There's going to be 9 of them at 3s and 2s. Not great. That's going to be 4, a total of 8 damage, going to be 8 more dead zombies. After the Stormdrake activate, then I'm going to attempt to eat 1 zombie on a 2-up. Got it.
So it's 25 dead. That will leave 35 zombies to attack. Got very lucky on those mortals so far. No more mortals, but I did so well in the first. I'm not dare gonna complain. And wound on 5 ups. 1, 2, 3, 4, and no rend.
4 at no rend are on 2 ups. Gonna make all those, just gonna take 8 mortals, right?
9.
9 mortals, okay. That's gonna kill this one clean and pass 8 damage on to the next. Zombies doing work?
Yeah. I'm then gonna pile in with my. It doesn't really matter. Because of the zombie ability to pile in for 6, I'm basically choosing the attacks here. I'll just start over here with the 20 because it's simpler. Because of not wanting to bring in the second unit of Vindicators. Liberators. I'm only going to get 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13, and 7 will be left out. So 13, same drill. 1 mortal wound. Pulling the
Another 6.
Pulling the 5 and then re-rolling 3 1s. 1 more mortal wound, then I'll roll the 5. Will not wound. So just 3 mortal wounds over there.
Okay. Gonna fight with that unit of Liberators then. Just pile them in here. And they're gonna put all their attacks into that unit of zombies. I've got 3, including the prime with their regular hammers. They're going to be 3s and 4s. That is 2 at -1.
They're going to go right through.
Sure. And then I've got the 1 Liberator with the Grand Weapon on 3s and 3s. That is going to be none.
So I'm going to pile in 6 over here. I'm going to line up a 3 from Karazai because there's no reason to bring in that beast at this point. I will have 17 zombies in on this pile. Same drill. The 5 will be a 1. One wound on rend, and then 2 mortals.
Okay, 2 up. Save that one, and then just the 2 mortal wounds. That is going to finish off that drag.
So at the end of the battle, or of the combat phase, I get to choose to, this unit killed 2. On 2 ups, I'll bring 2 zombies back. Basically, the dragons become zombies.
One of them didn't die to the zombies.
Oh, okay.
But,
anyways,
yeah.
I rolled 2 ones. This group killed 1. The 2 up. I'll get 1 back. Well, I'll get to add 1 to that group. And then, I guess the unit of liberators, I killed 1. On a 2 up, I'll get 1 more. I'll get 1 more.
At the end of the combat phase, the Liberators have a chance to do some damage. On a 4 up, they'll do D3 mortal wounds. They got the 4 up. 1 mortal wound into that unit. Just taking that one back.
So the unit, that turn for me, honestly went about as well as I could hope. I killed 3 dragons. Karazai is obviously a huge threat still on the table, but overall, I'm happy with the situation on the table. I completed my battle tactic. I did not get that 2-pointer. So I controlled 2 objectives for 1 point each. I killed a monster to get to 3, and then I completed my battle tactic for another 2. So I will have gotten 5 points for that turn. I don't have to spend any points for battle shock due to the fact that I did the command point from Nagash.
My Stormdrake Guard here are at -2 bravery because of the units of zombies around them. As such, having lost 3, I am just going to spend a command point to save that one.
I feel at this point like if I get a double, I'm in very good shape. But I think we roll for the objective if you want to roll. 1, 2 is on your far right.
That is going to be a 3, so it's going to be this one over here. And then we've got a big priority roll.
Come on, 6! Oh!
2 6s. You got what you asked for. Just need to be more specific. You know, things are pretty dire here, but it is what it is. I am going to take the turn. If I give up the double at this point, I think I just lose. So I need to, maybe get some things going, maybe bring down the Celestant and start contesting some of this. So it is going to be Stormcast top of round 2.
Sure.
All right, for my battle tactic here, I'm going to take Savage Spearhead to have 2 units wholly within your territory. For my heroic action, I am going to attempt to get a command point with Karazai. 4 up. Nope.
I am going to attempt to get a command point for Nagash. No.
Okay. My Lord Celestant is going to apply his +1 to save buff on this unit of Liberators here. And then going to attempt to cast. And I'm going to attempt to cast Celestial Blades with the Lord Celestant here. Getting that on a 9.
I'm going to try to spell. I will on a 12.
Okay, that one's blocked. And then I will go into movement phase. My movement this phase, things are a little bit desperate. I kept the Liberators locked in combat. They're just going to work on that unit of zombies, hopefully have a little bit more success against them this turn. Karazai is positioned to make a big charge in and potentially do a lot of work with his tail attacks, although Decrepify, cutting his damage by 1 on all his profiles, is really going to mitigate that. The Celestial Prime then is lined up to start chipping away at the side of things, and that one Stormdrake guard is just holding the line. Into the movement phase, then I'm going to bring down the Celestial Prime. Going to be difficult to get too much done here, but Karazai is going to be my potential path out, so we'll see what he can get done. Into shooting, Karazai is going to shoot into the Necromancer. Got a 6 for D6 mortal wounds. That is going to be 3 mortal wounds.
He's going to try to pass off the 3. He's going to pass off 1. The 1 he passed off on a 6 up. No, they wouldn't have got it anyway, sorry. And then these are 2 6-ups. Nope, he's got 2 wounds on him.
Okay. And then the Celestial Prime is going to do his shooting attack. He picks a point within 24 inches, and he's going to pick a point right here to hit both units of zombies and the Necromancer. And that's just D3 mortal wounds on each. So on that 40 block of zombies, it's going to be 1 mortal wound.
I'm not wholly within 12, so I'll just pull that guy off. Now I am with him.
Sure. On the 60 block of zombies, or the former 60 block of zombies, 3 mortal wounds.
Yeah, they're just going to use 3. Oh, I think
and then the Necromancer is going to take 1.
Necromancer's going to attempt to pass it off. He will... I think that I might be able to within 12 now. I am 6 up. To ignore. Nope. So another guy.
Karazai is then going to attempt to charge and going to get in with an 8. The Celestial Prime is going to attempt to charge, and I'm just going to use his once per turn ability to auto 12 the charge. At the end of the charge phase, Karazai is going to stomp on the unit of zombies.
Which unit?
Yes, the large unit that he's in combat with.
He's in... Oh, yeah, you're right, just 1.
And D3 mortal wounds, 3 mortal wounds on them.
All 3 will die.
At the start of the combat phase, I'm going to use Celestial Vindicators to give Karazai the exploding 6s. And then I'm going to activate first with Karazai. And I will all-out attack here. So, based on the number of zombies around him, Karazai is going to have 30 tail attacks, and then he'll have his jaw attacks and claw attacks as well. First off, we'll do the Annihilating Jaws. Going to be 6 of them with the all-out attack. These are going to be on 2s, but they are -1 to wound. Their base wound is on a 1, so they're going to be 2s and 2s. The 6 does explode. So that is going to be a total of 4 at -3. They normally 3 damage, but down to 2 because of Decrepify. So a total of 8 damage.
8 6-ups. I made 2. 6 will die.
Okay. The Ruinous Talons are going to be likewise on 2s to hit, but they are going to be on 4s to wound. All of them hit, 1 explodes. And only 2 wound. They are each normally 2 damage, but down to 1 damage currently. So 2 total damage.
6-ups. Nope, 2 more die.
And then 30 attacks from the tails. Now, obviously, this would be much more devastating if they weren't on -1 damage. Normally, it'd be 2 damage, but they are only going to be 1 damage each. So these are going to be on 2s and 4s. And 6s here do explode. 7 of those. Oof. The -1 to wound here from the Crepify and the -1 damage really heavily hampering the damage here. And so out of 32 or 33 hits, yeah, it's going to be 9 wounds. They're -2, 1 damage each.
These will be 9ers, 6ers. Made 2 or 3, so 6 will die.
Rough.
Yeah, that's not what you want. Due to the new rules in the White Dwarf that just came out, I can attack with my Gravedigger, and then my unit of summonable zombies will be able to immediately attack after, if I'm interpreting that right.
Yep.
So, Mr. Gravedigger, Gorslav, he's going to have 3 attacks. Force hit. Just 1. 1 wound at -1 run.
And -1 against the Prime on a 4-up. Me.
And then the fun part, where I now pile in. So I'm going to get 4 into the Celestant Prime and 13 into Karazai. So we're going to start with the Prime. Just 1 to reroll. Nothing into the Prime, and then the 13 into Karazai. 13. 1, 2, 3 mortals, 2 wounds, 3 ones to reroll. 1 wound. No, so just 3 mortals.
3 mortals into Karazai?
Yep.
Okay. I'm then going to attack with this unit of Liberators over here. The Prime and the 2 with regular hammers are going to attack first. These are going to be on 3s and 4s. Got 6 hits. And that's going to be 4 at -1.
Go right through.
Okay, 1 damage each. And then the Grand Hammer, going to be 2 hits, 2 wounds, and each of them is 2 damage, so 4 damage total there.
I will attack back with those guys. 1 mortal.
Okay.
Someone's to reroll. Mortals, and 2 hits, no run.
2 at 3 ups. Gonna make both of those. So it's 2 mortal wounds. Okay. That is gonna kill this one and put a wound on this guy, who I am gonna lose to coherency at the end of the turn if he doesn't run to battle shock. I'm going to put all the Prime's attacks then into Gorslav the Gravekeeper. It's gonna be 5 attacks because I spent 1 turn in the heavens. And these are going to be on 3s and 2s. I'm going to miss 2 of those. That is going to be 3 at -3.
You're going to go right through. Alright, so he'll have 9 4-ups to pass off to the zombies to begin with. So he's going to pass off 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. The 3 that he's taken, these are going to be 6-ups. He's not going to pass. He's going to have 3 wounds, and then the other 6 that he passed off are not going to be passed. So he has 3 wounds and I lose 6 zombies. So I'm going to pile in with these zombies. I'm going to try to put as much damage on Karazai as I can here in hopes that Nagash can finish him off in the next turn. I'm going to get 7 attacks into Karazai here. You guys know the drill by now. 1 mortal wound, and then 2 ones to reroll. Oh wow, 3 mortal wounds, and then 1 wound that I got to roll on. It's just 3 mortal wounds.
Okay. He's taking a total of 6. At the end of the turn here, I don't hold any objectives, and I did complete my battle tactic. I'm going to get a total of 2 victory points. Decisions and movements that happened earlier in the game are really biting me here. The mortal wound output has taken the Stormdrake down, and just really falling behind here. I needed them to hang in and continue to contest that center objective for me, and that plan has fallen apart. So going to be rough going into the next turn here.
For my battle tactic this turn, I'm going to get a little nuts and go for Slay the Warlord, trying to take down Karazai. I think Nagash can potentially do it based on the fact that he has the ability to do a lot of arcane bolts, and the Fistian Pinion should get him the movement needed to get close enough to make a charge. And he has 12 wounds left?
Yes.
Yeah, I feel like I can potentially bring him down. So I'm going to take Slay the Warlord, and then for my heroic action, I am going to take Best Day Ever on Nagash.
Sure. I'm going to do the same with Karazai, take Final Star on him. There's a debate here about trying to heal him or going Final Star because so much of the damage is mortal wound based, but Nagash does have some serious amounts of rend, so Final Star on Karazai.
Alright, so in my hero phase, I'm going to spend a command point for, I go from 4 to 3 to do Supreme Lord of the Undead. It's just, you have to do it. And then I'm also going to spend, Nagash just has an ability in which he can bring back 3 wounds per up to 5 units, so the 3 zombie units that have taken wounds. To begin with, I am going to attempt to cast Van Hell's Dance. I'm not going to get it, and he will take D3 mortal wounds for 2 6-ups. No, he'll just take 2 mortal wounds.
I'd really like to see another one of those on Nagash.
Yeah, that'd be really good. Into Nagash, we're going to start off, to cover our bases, we are going to cast Decrepify once. That's going to go off on an 8.
Decrepify is very scary for me here. I'm going to attempt to unbind that. It's a relatively low value, so hopefully I can pull that one down. It'll go off.
I'll obviously put that on Karazai.
Sure.
And then I'm going to attempt to cast Amethystian Pinions.
Ooh, oh! There it is. There it is.
D3 mortal wounds for 3. That was very painful. That really affects the game here. I rolled a 4 and 2 3s, so he will take 1 mortal wound from that.
2 mortal wounds.
2 mortal wounds. This is not starting as I was hoping.
A double miscast is certainly helpful.
Yeah, that's trouble. But a plan, I guess, is a plan. Into movement. We're going to start off with shooting. I'm going to shoot into Karazai. It's going to hit. It's going to wound. Not -1.
-1 puts Karazai on with his best day ever on a 3-up. And going to make that.
Into charges. Nagash needs a 9. Nope. And he gets it.
Okay, with the reroll.
He is going to try to roar at Karazai. Nope.
And Karazai will try to roar back. Yep.
I'm going to attack with Nagash.
Okay. I am going to all-out defense with Karazai.
So beginning with Alakanash, this is going to hit on a 3. Worst roll possible. Zebakanar is going to be 6. It's going to be 3. And 2. This is going to be 5 at -2 round.
5 at -2. The -2 are canceled out by the best day ever and the all-out defense. So that's going to be on 3-ups. And I'm going to make 4 of those. One's going to go through.
3 damage.
3 damage, got it.
Spectral Claws will have 5 attacks. 6s will do mortals here. 2 mortals. And that's it.
Okay. So things are a little bit bleak here. I am going to do a little bit of a Hail Mary here. Karazai is going to put all of his attacks into Nagash and hopefully get some damage done here before Karazai dies. Karazai's tail attack is a little bit interesting. He gets 1 attack for each enemy within range, and currently because of the swarm of zombies, I've got 31 enemies within range. So his tail attack is going to get 31 attacks, and I'm going to put all those into Nagash along with his bite and claw attacks. So just everything dumping into Nagash. Hopefully I can take him down and then continue the fight from there. Unfortunately, this means Karazai probably will die, which will give a battle tactic and all those things, but it's just my Hail Mary at this point. Alright, so 6 attacks with the Annihilating Jaws. I am on -1 to wound from Decrepify, but +1 to wound from Best Day Ever. So at current table, these are going to be on 3s and 2s. And that is going to be 3 at -3.
3 at -3. Nagash is 6 up, down to a 2 up. These will be 5 up, rerolling ones. He's going to pass 1 damage.
They'd normally be 3 down to 2.
He's going to have 4 6-ups. It's not going to make any. That's 4 more.
Okay.
He's at 6. He's got 10 wounds left. I think he's a dead man.
The Talons then are going to be on 3s and 3s. All hit. And 2 wound at -2.
This will be 4 ups. Need them both.
Okay. And then the 31 tail attacks. And these are going to be on 3s and 3s. Threes to wound. That's going to be 14 at -2.
This will be 14 4-ups, you're only 1.
Very good. With the re-rolling ones. Very, very good.
Yeah.
That's a 4.
Oh man, sorry.
No, that's how it goes.
So I'll take 5 wounds and then 6 ups with, or 4 wounds and then 6 ups with these. I'll take 4. He's at 10.
So
Could
he
still
has 6 left. Yeah. He's fine. That was how it goes, but
yeah. I am gonna fight with. I'm gonna do the same thing I did last time, where I fight with the Gravedigger first, and then immediately fight with the zombies.
okay.
3 attacks. Hitting on 4s. And wounding on 3s. 2 at -1.
2 at -1. Gonna pass both of those.
And then the zombies will be 10 into Karazai and just 5 into the Prime. First, the 10 into Karazai. That's 3 mortals, and then some 1s to reroll. Nope. And just 1 wound. Nope. Just 3 mortals there, and the 5 into the Prime. 1 mortal, and no wound.
Okay, we've got the 4-up ward on the Prime. It's gonna make it. My next activation then is going to be with this unit of Liberators here, and they just have 5 attacks, 3s and 4s. And that is going to be 1 at -1.
It just goes through.
Sure, 1 damage.
I think I am going to. So it'll be a 6-up. Nope. We'll pile in the rest to Karazai. There'll be 15.
Karazai has 4 wounds left here. Realistically, he's on a 2-up save, so he can block almost all of the wounds that come through. Just need to avoid that, which is 4 mortal wounds, so he is going to die. I am going to attempt to explode him back, and how many pieces of Nagash have left?
6.
6. Alright, I'm going to put all of those mortal wounds, hopefully, into Nagash. So 19 dice here. Looking for 6s. Gonna get 3 of them back into Nagash.
Nagash has a 4-up mortal wound ignore. He's gonna ignore 2 of them, take 1.
Sure. My activation then is going to be with the Prime, and he's going to again put all of his attacks into Gorslav. I'm going to spend a command point here for all-out attack, and so that's going to be 5 2s and 2s with the all-out attack. Looks like 4 hits. I am going to use his ability to just make one of the wounds auto-succeed and roll the others. So that's going to be 4 wounds total, 3 damage each.
So it's going to be 12, 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, yes, 5.
Okay, so he's potentially dead at this point. Check his 6-ups. So he is dead.
He is dead in there.
And past 1 off.
Yeah, and 6-up. So he's dead, and 1 zombie will die. It's just going to be 10 going into the 2 liberators.
Sure.
2, 3 mortal wounds, and then 1 to reroll. Just 3 mortal wounds.
Okay. That's going to be 1 dead. I've got 1 more activation here. The Liberators are going to pile in their 3 inches. And just going to get 2 of them in with their attacks. It's going to be a total of 4 3s and 4s. It's going to be 3 hits and 1 wound at -1.
This will be a 3-up. Rerolling 1. Passed.
Okay.
I don't have to take any battle shock due to the ability of Nagash. I will control all 3 objectives for 4 points. I did complete my battle tactic and I killed a monster, so I will get another 3.
And I've got a battle shock for that 1 unit of Liberators. They're at -1 bravery, and I rolled a 6 with the -1 bravery. Because their bravery is 7 and then -1, that is going to cause this one to run. I don't have a command point to bring him back, so that unit is just done.
At this point, if I win priority, I think this game is relatively decided.
Yeah.
If not, Nagash is in a relatively safe spot because of combat and this being such a massive wound for the move for them. It's dire straits.
Absolutely. So, round 3 priority roll. And I'm going to take it.
Yeah.
I'm definitely going to take the turn. Absolutely. So, we're going to have top of round 3 Stormcast. I no longer have a general on the field. For my battle tactic here, I'm going to take Bring It Down and select Nagash. And for my heroic action, I am going to attempt to get a command point with the Celestant Prime. On a 4-up. I will fail. Oh, actually, it's on a 2-up, yeah.
I'm going to attempt to heal Nagash. I will need to roll under a 10. I did D3 for 2.
Got it.
He has 9 wounds.
Gonna need some big luck to bring him down. If I bring him down, I'm still probably losing here substantially, but I would love to bring down Nagash at least. So into the hero phase proper, I'm going to use the Lord Celestant's ability to designate an enemy unit, and he's going to designate Nagash, and on a 2-up do D3 mortal wounds. Yes, for 3 mortal wounds.
He has the 4-up ignore. He's going to ignore 1 and take 2.
Okay, good start. The Lord Castellant is going to then attempt to cast a spell, and he's going to cast Arcane Bolt. Need a 5, getting it on a 7.
I'm only +1 to unbind it, so I need a 7 on dice. It will not.
Okay. So the Castellant has Arcane Bolt.
Yep.
And then we can get into movement. My movement phase is pretty simple here. It's just bring as much force as I can into Nagash. Like I said, I don't think I really have a path to victory even if I kill Nagash here, but I certainly don't have one if I don't kill him. So bringing everything I can over there. Need to make a really nice charge with the dragon and hopefully get some combat phase in, and I do have some shooting. So first off, the Stormdrake is going to shoot at Nagash. And gonna get D6 mortal wounds. For 6 mortal wounds, I like it.
This is going your way here, but I've had a lot of things go my way. I'm not gonna complain. He passed. He's gonna bounce 1 back.
Sure.
Pass 2, and he's gonna take 3.
Okay. So 1 damage on the Stormdrake. He's got 2 left.
Yeah.
The Celestin Prime is then going to pick a point. So the Celestin Prime is going to pick a point right here. It's going to get Nagash and both units of zombies for D3 mortal wounds. We'll do the unit of zombies closest to him. It's going to be 2 mortal wounds.
Oh, 2 6-ups. 1 less.
Okay. The other unit of zombies is going to take 1. And then Nagash. Big 3 here. 3 of them.
Oh my god. So I need to save 2 of these. I need to save 2 of these or Nagash is dead-o. Save 2, he's at 15.
And you bounce 1 back to the Prime.
Yeah.
He's got a 4-up ward, so he'll take 1. I really wanted to do it in shooting, but no such luck. I'm going to have to do
Does
it
the castle have a shot?
in combat. I don't believe so. He does have that arcane bolt, though. The Stormdrake is going to attempt his charge. And double 1s is not going to do it, so I'm going to use that free command point that I got. So re-rolling that. And that's an 11. That'll get in. And then I'm also going to attempt to charge with the Lord Celestant. And I don't think 7 inches will do it. Let's check here. So he will make it in, just in. Which is consequential because, of course, he's got that arcane bolt loaded up.
Sure.
So in the at the end of the charge phase, then I've got monstrous action with the Stormdrake, and he is going to Titanic Duel Nagash.
Nagash is going to stomp your castle.
For 3. The Lord Celestant then is going to, at the start of the combat phase, unleash his arcane bolt into Nagash. D3 mortal wounds for 1.
4 up. Nope, he's dead.
What a champion. So wasted the Titanic Duel there, but just hedging my bets a little bit. And also at the start of the combat phase, I'm going to designate the Stormdrake Guard as the Celestial Vindicators target. So he's going to get the exploding 6s. Sure. And then I'm going to activate first with him. Awkward positioning here because of the all-in on Nagash. I wish I hadn't brought him in now, but it is what it is. And then he's going to put all of the attacks into that unit of zombies. That is going to be 7 sword attacks. I am going to spend a command point here then for all-out attack. Currently on 2s and 3s into the zombies. With exploding 6s, 3 6s there. And that is going to be a hot roll there to 7 at -1. Okay, and that 1 damage each.
7 6-ups. I made 3, so 4 zombies will die.
Okay, and then the claws there are going to be 2s and 3s as well. Both of those 6s explode. 3s to wound. That is going to be 5 at -2 and 2 damage each, so a total of 10 damage into them.
I made 3, so 7 are going to die.
And your activation?
We'll go into the Celestant Prime. So I'm going to have 10 into the Prime. One, 6, 1, 1. 2 wounds, no red.
2 wounds, no red. 3 ups. Made them both. No mortals?
No.
I will then activate with the Prime, and he's going to put all of his attacks into them, of course. 5 3s and 2s. Not great. 3 hits. I'm going to auto 6 one of the wound rolls, so that one will go through, and then the other one is going to fail to wound, so it's just going to be 3 damage.
I'm going to attack with my zombies. There's 10 in, so it's going to be 10 attacks. I did 2 mortals thus far. I have one to reroll. No wounds, just 2 mortals.
2 mortal wounds?
Yep.
So, I did what I set out to do. I did get Nagash killed. Feels good pulling him off the table, but the body count is just proving to be more than I can really deal with. I don't hold any objectives currently. I certainly have, it feels like, more power left on the table, but not holding any objectives certainly puts me way behind, and some of the recursion is really going to come and bite me here. So overall, I'm going to get just 3 victory points here. 2 for killing Nagash, 1 for killing a monster.
Sure. Into my turn. So I'm going to take Bring It Down on the Stormdrake guard.
Sure.
For my heroic action, I'm going to try to heal the Necromancer.
Sure.
D3 for 1.
Okay. I'm going to attempt to get an extra command point with the Celestant Prime on a 2-up, and I do.
So D3 zombies and these 2. The far right group will get 2 back, and the middle group will get 2 back. I'm going to attempt to cast Van Hills. D3.
Another miscast, 3 on it.
Ignore 1, he's going to take 2.
How many wounds does he have?
He would be dead. Oh, he's dead.
3rd miscast of the game.
Not good. I don't have anything else to do in my hero phase. My guys keep dying. I'm going to attempt to charge with my Direwolves. They're going to get in on a 6.
So the Stormdrake at the end of the charge phase then is going to stomp on those zombies. Yes for D3. 3.
It'll be 17 attacks into the Stormdrake guard. No more rerolling 1. Oof. Just 1 and then the 5s.
1 3-up. Failed it. 1 more damage. So he's going to have 2 left. I'm going to activate then with the Stormdrake, and I'm going to move him a little bit to make it less possible to pile into him with that other group of zombies. And then he's going to put his attacks into that unit of zombies. He's got 7 attacks with his sword. On 3s and 3s. That is going to be 3 at -1.
Oh, they'll go right through.
1 damage each. And then the claws and talons, going to be 3 hits, 2 wounds, and each of those is 2 damage, so another 4 there.
I'll attack with the wolves.
Sure.
So these will be 10 attacks. Hitting on 3. And wounding on 3. Yeah. So that will just be 4 and
4 3-ups. Gonna fail 2 of those, 1 dead liberator. He's gonna attempt to explode. 2 dice. Yeah, none of that. I'll then activate with the Celestant Prime into that unit of zombies. 5 attacks. These are gonna be 3s and 2s. All of them hit. 4 of them wound at -3, 3 damage each.
They're within the grave site, so they'll just get 6 ups. I passed 1, so that'll be 11 dead.
I'll pile in with the liberators here. And
I'll spend 1 command point for all defense.
Sounds good. I'm going to spend a command point here for all-out attack. So I'm going to have 6 regular hammer attacks. These are going to be on 2s and 4s. All of them hit. And that's going to be 4 at -1, 1 damage each.
This will be 4 or 5 ups because of the all crits. I made 1. How many are you going through?
Just 1 damage each. And then the grand hammer attacks from the prime here. 2s and 3s, 2 hits, 2 wounds at -1.
These will be 5 ups. Need them both.
And then with my last activation here, the Castellan's just going to pile in. He's within 3 of the zombies. Just get onto the objective so that I take control of that objective. End of the combat phase, the Liberators on a 4-up will do D3 mortal wounds. Yes. 4-1.
With that, I'm going to concede. I don't have anything to protect my battle shocks at this point anymore. I just don't have the bodies anymore to contest over 2 turns. So, good game, Nick.
Good game. I thought I was out of it.
I mean, dice happened, but 3 miscasts were very, very costly.
Yes,
that Nagash one was pretty much the game.
The other ones you could have recovered from, particularly because it happened so early in his cycle. Right? If it happens on the 5th cast or the 7th cast, it's not that big a deal. When it happens on the 2nd, it's crippling to that turn, which was a big turn.
I think the list is really good. I had some stuff go my way really well. I was rolling 6s really well with the zombies initially, and that was the big thing. The 6s were going really well initially, but the problem with having Nagash not be able to get up any of those arcane bolts, which would have just zapped Karazai and then left him pretty much at full strength. And if I win a priority, pretty much anywhere along the line, I'm going to be in really good shape too. But that's just the way the dice go.
It feels bad bringing Karazai without any mortal wound protection. I think, in general, the two things that I really, or the three ways you can really get mortal wound protection with him, whether it's Praetors or Gardas or Hammers of Sigmar to get him a 6-up ward at least. Any of those things really shore up what is a glaring weakness. Anytime a model doesn't have mortal wound protection.
Yeah. I think if we were to replay this, I don't think you would have come in the way you did.
Absolutely not. I definitely would have held off. I would have given you turn 1 and then tried to swing into you and potentially catch a double. I felt the pressure to keep you off of the objectives early on, just because I know once that battle starts, you can dominate the objectives on bodies for the bulk of the game, right? Through the stretch of the game. So I felt the pressure to really get on those objectives early and keep the fight off of them. But in hindsight, I think I'd probably hold back and just try to win the fight straight up and maybe get way behind on points in the course of it, but try to claw them back. The Stormdrake can do a fantastic job of contesting one objective, right? They're 20 models as long as they're alive. But when you're facing 60 zombies, that doesn't really cut it, right?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, if you looking at the dice after the game, you would have gotten maybe not the double into 2 because we both rolled a 6, so party would have stayed the same, but then you would have doubled into 3. My biggest mistake was when I miscast with Nagash. I should have cut my losses. I was already in front on points.
Yeah.
I should have not charged with them and just kept them back and kept them safe. I committed to doing that battle tactic, which was, I mean, I can just win on objectives if Nagash is alive, whereas if he's dead, I'm opening myself up to the situation that just happened where my heroes all came off the table and I had no way to prevent battle shock. And
you can't really predict your necromancer's going to die in that way, but
if the necromancer lives, I'm actually feeling like I have a chance just because I can at least prevent battle shock, but I'm still in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, but you just start to build up the point lead at that point.
Yeah.
And the Stormdrake's going to die here, which would deny my grand strategy. Your grand strategy is really pretty safe. You've still got 3 of your starting battle line units on the table.
I mean, even if you do it, I still like the list a lot because you're in this weird position where I run up my dire wolves onto the center objective.
Mm-hmm.
I just touch in on this one and that one. And you're still in a position where you have to come into my dire wolves just because of how thick the 60 bodies are.
Yeah. And
I'm still going to be able to counterattack, but I don't know. It just seems like you want to play for the doubles with how aggressive. It's a difficult decision because I understand what you're saying. If I get the 60 bodies on there, you're never moving them off, but I still got a lot of bodies on and ended up killing Stormdrake, so it's...
That center objective being prime also factored into that a little bit. Had I let you go first, you take it and you probably hold it through my turn. That's a 4-point swing. Whereas if I go first, I get on there, I take it on my turn. The combat is kind of bogging you off of it on your turn. So I felt like I was going to get that center objective twice because it was the alpha objective. That factored into my decision. But it's a tough one. The zombies do work.
Yeah, I think it's a great list. I mean, honestly, bringing 120 zombies is awesome. You need to keep your leaders alive. I hope Stormcast fans didn't turn off when it looked as bleak as it did. Because they would have missed a great comeback.
There have been a lot of the Nagash lists that have been leaning really heavily into Blood Knights, and they'll run 20 Blood Knights and Nagash and a foot hero, basically.
I like this list better just because of the ability to swamp the board.
The wound density and the recursion that you get, the problem with the Blood Knights is you never get any back. And that's something Soulblight does so well, especially with Nagash. He's healing all these units. As the units are dying, they're popping back up as half-strength units. Even that unit of 5 direwolves that you got, just kind of, it's extra bodies, it's extra tying things up. All of those things are really useful. And the Blood Knights list just doesn't have any of that, right?
No. And how hard do Blood Knights really hit? Like, if they're only powered up with Nagash? Like, I feel like once they're... I mean, obviously they can always get out of combat and they're very tough, but that's not a lot of bodies. And with all the mortal wounds that are pervasive right now in the meta, I feel like...
Yeah,
I feel like wound density is better than great saves.
Yeah. On the charge, Blood Knights slap pretty hard, but unless you're running Castelli, once they're off the charge, their damage falls off pretty hard.
Yeah.
I think those lists do generally run Castelli, but you don't have the Rousing Commander probably in those lists. Yeah, it feels like just having the recursion and the bodies, and ultimately an opponent is going to be forced to deal with Nagash. Well, that means they're not dealing with 120 bodies on the board, right?
Yeah.
Or 130 bodies on the board.
And that's where I should have just cut my losses when I didn't... You can go in with Nagash, but he needs at least +2, right? Like, +2 to a save and save stacking.
Yeah, or he
+1
needs
is
to
just...
kill what he gets into.
+1 is just a little too dangerous, and Karazai had too many wounds, too many stack saves to really ensure it. You roared Nagash, which was horrible. I couldn't roar Karazai, which was sucked. I mean, but this is a great reason. Like, I hope people stayed on. I mean, this is why you don't give up in the game frequently, because the game. If you were looking at this game at the end of 2 or even 1.5, Nick looked dead to rights.
The 2 into 3 priority roll, if I lose that priority roll, I just concede at that point.
Yeah.
But being able to scoop Nagash, now I got a little bit of luck to do it. My mortal wounds from the dragon went well. My mortal wounds from the Castellant went through. His arcane bolt went through. The prime was there. I had a lot of little splash mortal wounds that could all get directed there. But taking him down there was huge, right? And him being vulnerable to those things was huge at that point.
Yeah. The miscasting when you have 8 spells is gonna happen once a game, right?
Yeah,
it just happened at a super inopportune time when I was in my position where it's kind of like Nagash is the queen that's now moving out of home base and now can wreck face. But I mean, look what happened. I miscast once. He wasn't buffed up. He didn't have any mortal wounds to do to Karazai, and he's just not. Even with +1, he's just not tough enough. That's my mistake, and that's just from not playing enough. I could have played that better, but great game. I mean,
yeah, great game.
I hope people watch us to the end. Like and subscribe, please. And let's hope we get points tomorrow. We're recording this on the night of the 16th. It's probably the 17th as we speak right now, but let's keep our fingers crossed we get some new points.
Yeah, part of these lists and forming these lists was we don't anticipate these pieces to get really affected by the FAQ, but it may be that some things that we played tonight will be affected by that.
Yeah.
Thanks everybody for watching. Really appreciate it. Like and subscribe. Give us a comment below. Let us know how we're doing and what you thought about the game. All the things you think we screwed up, because I'm sure there's plenty. And really appreciate you watching. One small announcement for the channel. We did establish a Patreon, and you can find the link to that in the description below. The only thing we ask of everybody is to like and subscribe and comment if you're appreciating the videos. But there are some people that have expressed an interest in being able to help us upgrade our equipment. So if you do want to contribute in that way, that gives you an opportunity to do so. But appreciate everybody watching.
Yeah, thanks a lot.